Hugh, we got to start with last night. And specifically, I need to talk to everyone out there, every one of you, that supported Rob Thomson a couple days ago. Supported Rob Thomson yesterday and the day before. Because what I heard yesterday was the manager has to put his foot down. It's his clubhouse. The players can't run the clubhouse. And then what I saw last night was the manager threw all that out the window. Look, the Phillies won last night, which is the most important thing. That's great. And Castellanos, great catch. And I saw him in the outfield in the ninth inning, and I said, oh, that's interesting. Because 2 days ago, the manager told everyone, including his outfielder, I don't want you on the field in late game situations. Late game, close, right? We're winning by a little bit, right? It's a close game. I have to take you off the field for defense because that's what's best for the team. Last night, late game, close. It became a game that came down to one catch at the end. And who's in right field? That was Nick Castellanos. So everything that Topper said the other night just flew out the window. And it worked, but this isn't only about results. It's about the process. And what I said yesterday was, I understand why Nick Castellanos was upset because the manager is not consistent. And everyone yesterday wanted to tell me, well, no, Joe, he's got to do this. Okay, well then how come he didn't do it last night? I want to hear from everyone about last night's game and about what happened, because if you supported Topper removing Castellanos and then holding his ground when Castellanos barked back, then there's no reason Castellanos should have been on the field in the ninth inning last night. There's just not. Like, if we're using the same logic that Topper used a couple nights ago, then why is he on the field? I thought we have a new precedent now. Then now we're trying to win games. Now it's a new Topper. Now, no more wasting time. We got to get the best defensive outfielder on the field in the ninth inning. Then Nick Castellanos shouldn't have been out there. He made the play. I'm happy for him. I'm happy the Phillies won. But this is ridiculous. I mean, it was ridiculous he was out there last night because that's not the precedent the manager set a couple days ago. And if I'm Castellanos, although I know we found out he apologized, I'd feel vindicated. I would feel vindicated if I'm Nick. I would be like, listen, again, why did you take me out 2 nights ago? Do you trust me tonight but not then? I think you all should be, every one of you that supported Topper should be disappointed that he left him on the field the ninth inning, because now it shows there's no consistency and the players run the clubhouse. Hugh, what did you make of it last night? Castellanos trotting out to the field in the ninth.
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say hello to I Told You So, Joe. Because that's kind of what I felt today. You were
I didn't say those words.
I mean, but it kind of feels like you're taking a victory lap.
No, what I'm doing is I'm asking the people that felt a certain way how they feel today.
And I was one of those people that felt a certain way. I'm twofold today, Joe. I'm a little surprised.
A little twofold Douglas tonight.
I'm surprised and disappointed at the same time because now to me, it makes you wonder, number one, what was exactly said. And was it really that egregious where you had to pull him? And when you talk about moments, similar moments to the one that he had the other night where he pulled him for his defense, and you left him out there, granted, he made a hell of a play.
Which is the most amazing part of all this.
Yeah, you kind of wonder, what was it? Now, I will say that there's something redeeming about the play that he made.
Absolutely.
In that moment, and Topper believes in him. But to your point, you should feel vindicated because you said it felt heavy-handed, and then you turn around and in the same moment, you put him back out there. But the saving grace in all of this is the fact that he did make the play.
Well, when the ball was hit, when the ball went off the batter's bat, the right-handed batter went the other way to right field. My first thought was, oh, no, it's gone, right? It's going to be a 3-run home run. Then I'm like, no, it's a big park. It's probably going to stay in. Is it going to hit off the wall? And then instantly I'm like, oh, my goodness, this game's coming down to Castellanos having to make a catch at the wall. And he did. Then he untucks the shirt, kind of looks around like, yeah, you doubted me.
Like in your face.
Yeah, in your face, Topper. I mean, that's what last night was. I mean, that's what it felt like last night with Castellanos to Topper. 215-592-9494. Look, I expected it. I said this yesterday. Like, do you really think he's not going to put him out there tonight? And I fully expected him to put him out there and to leave him on the field because Topper is not consistent. That's the issue right now. There's not a consistent, from the minute Topper became the manager, if he was pulling Castellanos and Turner for defense, I know Turner wasn't here the first year, but if he was pulling everyone late in the game to get his best defensive team on the field, then Nick would have no leg to stand on. Then that's how we do things around here. It's not how the Phillies do things. Now, you may think they should, and that's the better way to win games, and I'm with you deep down. Like, late in games, I think they should put the best defensive team on the field with the lead. Topper doesn't do that, though. So I understood why Castellanos was annoyed a couple nights ago, and now I'm just curious to hear from everyone out there that was like, yeah, go Topper. Well, what happened last night? Why did he leave him on the field in the ninth inning? That didn't make any sense, even though, it obviously worked. All right, let's hear from both Scott Fransky and Topper. Let's start with Topper. Before the game yesterday, what he had to say and saying he would do it again. Let's hear Topper.
Rob, we see Nick Castellanos back in your starting lineup tonight, as you said he would be, and I guess everything water under the bridge. Can we look at it that way?
Yeah, it's in the past. We're going to move forward. Nick's in there tonight, hitting fourth, and we'll go get him.
Do you anticipate more of the move you made the other night, taking him out for defense late in games?
Yeah, possibly. It all depends on the situation and where his bat is coming in the lineup and the score and the game state and all that. But, it could happen. Do
you have a algorithm that tells you how many you need to be leading by and how far away his spot in the order needs to be to make a move like that?
Not really. I think it's just feel more than anything.
Okay, so 2 nights ago, we felt he had to come off the field for defense, and last night we didn't feel he had to come off the field for defense. See, that's why a player gets upset. That's why a player is vindicated to be upset with, why? Why are you pulling me out of the game tonight, but not this night? Topper said it's water under the bridge, and it might be. Maybe for him it is. I wonder what Castellanos deep down feels, because we saw him last night, and he looked
the same.
He to me, he looked a little bit focused, yet at the same time annoyed. And maybe he'll channel that and play well. But if I had to guess, it's water under the bridge for Topper. Castellanos strikes me as a grudge guy. I think he's still bothered by the whole thing.
You know what? Initially, I thought that, but I think it's water under the bridge for him too. Made a hell of a play in outfield.
Yep.
And Topper said something that cut, Joe, that I kind of agree with. It's the feel for the game. And sometimes, in the other night, not trying to make excuses for him, but the other night maybe he felt like in that moment that he needed to put another defender out there. And last night it wasn't the same case. And I understand. I do understand, and it does make you wonder what went into him doing it the first night.
Right.
But at the same time, he has his fingers on the pulse of his team. And it worked out for him. When you talk about the outcome of the game and outcome of the last game, by leaving him in there and him making that play, it worked out for him. We got the win.
Yeah.
So you have to have. I'm not going to be too down on Topper. I am surprised that he did it because I thought that this was going to probably last a lot longer than it did. But I can't be too down on him for making the right decision in that moment. Because because when you look at it, we did win the game.
Yeah, but I don't even know if it was the right decision.
You could wonder that. You could definitely question
Castellanos is not a very good defensive outfielder. Like the other guys would have made the catch, I'm guessing, just the same as he did. Now he did it, and I'm happy for him, and I'm happy the Phillies won the game. But I think if you were supporting him yesterday, you should be disciplined. Let's hear Scott Fransky about Topper saying maybe he wouldn't do the same move tonight, even though he did it 2 nights ago.
18th double of the season for Castellanos, who of course was benched yesterday, left out of the lineup, out of the game entirely after what happened on Monday night. Here's a swing and a dribbler that'll go foul up the line. Nick addressed it before batting practice yesterday with the writers, and it was rather brief. Said what he had to say. He had already talked to Rob Thomson on multiple occasions, including right after the game Monday night, as well as again on Tuesday. Castellanos did apologize to the manager for what was said and done on Monday night after he was taken out for defense. And Rob Thomson said today that he would not be taking him out tonight as the pitch is fouled away. When asked during his pregame media briefing, he said, would you continue to do that? He said, I'm not going to do it tonight. Pretty emphatically.
All right, so let's just hold on a second. If it's for the best for the team on Monday, but you won't do it tonight, what are we doing? So, Castellanos won because he got upset. He didn't have to come. I don't understand. What if Castellanos dropped that ball last night? Rob Thomson would have cost his team the game because he didn't want to upset him again? If you want a disciplinarian in the dugout, you should be pissed off today. If everything you said yesterday was, this is the right move, Topper, take the team back, he gave it right back to the players last night. 215-592-9494. I really am curious today how everyone feels, because there was a lot of bravado in this town yesterday. Yeah, get him, Topper!
A lot of bravado.
Put him in his place. And then he was right back out there on the field last night. Kyle, how you feeling after Castellanos has himself quite a night last night?
Yeah, I feel like that whole 12-minute rant was directed right at me. You might as well have just been looking me dead in the eyes.
He's on a heater.
Well,
he's on a heater.
I'm talking to everyone.
Look, and you should savor this moment, Joe, because you were right yesterday.
Wow, I don't hear that on WIP very often.
And in another very rare moment, I was made to look like an ass.
Well, that's rare.
A total idiot. I mean,
all depends on who you ask.
Castellanos punked and emasculated Rob Thomson.
Damn, that's strong.
He did. I mean, that entire thing was a joke. That was the same exact scenario last night that Topper removed him for defense for the other night. Castellanos freaks out, and Rob Thomson all of a sudden is like, all right, fine. I won't do it tonight. What are we doing here? I was pumping up Topper because I thought he finally showed a backbone, and this was going to be a change in the way that he manages, and he is the authority figure in that clubhouse. And I mean, and Castellanos made him look like a total fool. I mean,
way to clean it up.
I mean, he did, and then the way that he was acting last night, the almost mopey attitude, the swinging at the first pitch every single at bat, that whole thing was a joke. Rob Thomson looks ridiculous right now, so I didn't understand it at all. I feel like a total moron. I feel backstabbed, heartbroken by the entire situation. And I think you're right. Everybody that was with me yesterday saying that, this is great, good for Rob Thomson, should feel like a moron today.
Just because he made the catch doesn't change the idea, right? The idea is 2 nights ago, he looked at his right fielder and he thought, I need better defense in the outfield late in the game. And that's, from a baseball perspective, Rob Thomson has nothing to apologize for that. He's right. And we'll get into it, and someone close to Castellanos disagrees, but the numbers don't lie. I mean, Nick Castellanos is one of the worst defensive outfielders in baseball. He doesn't have great range. Now, when he gets to the ball, he typically catches it. He's kind of sure-handed, but he's a slow runner, and he's not a very good fielder. It's just, and that's not even my opinion. Those are the facts. So, and Topper knows those facts. He has those numbers. And he has eyes, right? But he has eyes on every.
And he also has a feel for the game.
Right, but why would the feel be different? If you're a bad defensive outfielder, you're not bad on Monday and good on Wednesday. You're bad. I mean, you don't get better overnight. So the feel for the game feels like luck to me, Hugh. He got lucky last night that Castellanos caught the ball. So if he dropped that ball, this town is losing its mind today. He caught the ball, so we're like, but see, it's okay. Everyone's happy.
But see, I think that's a part of the manager's job in trusting his players. And I also look at it like this. Maybe it was a thing where he sat Castellanos down to regroup, recharge, and refocus. Because you might look at it last night as him being mopey in the dugout.
He was.
Might have been laser focused.
Maybe.
Might have been focused on the task at hand, the fact that he got benched and he's trying to redeem himself. See, I'm disappointed in the way that it went down. I'm no question about that. But I don't have enough information to definitively say if it's one thing or another. That's the thing, because I've been in locker rooms and, I've been in situations where, in the heat of the battle, certain things happen, but at the end of the day, when you need a player, you have to go with that guy. So it might have been a little bit of that. Now, I totally agree with you when you say that the message looks weird, especially when you go out there. Now, this is where if I have an issue with what Topper did, is for you to go out there and say, regardless of whatever the situation is, he's in the game. Now, that, to your point, makes it look like, well, damn, okay, what was the point of you putting him down in the first place?
Yeah.
But Topper has a feel for this game, and he has a feel for these players. So I just think there's a lot more to this than we know for us to draw these certain conclusions.
Yeah,
to
it
this.
just feels like, and I think we've all been there. You're out with your kid, and then
act a fool in the store,
and you told them they could get ice cream, but they act a fool, and then you said, you know what, no ice cream now, and then they cry the whole ride home, and you got a choice to make. I mean, you got a choice.
Yeah, you got to get them some ice cream and make them quiet down or suck it up.
Or you got to put your foot down and say, no, we can't act like that. You don't get ice cream. Topper yesterday basically rolled up to the ice cream store and gave Castellanos a sundae. I mean, we can't. What are we doing last night?
Did he get sprinkles on that thing?
He got he
got the whole shebang.
Castellanos got everything he wanted on that ice cream last night. You saw that reaction after the game. 215-592-9494. What a catch. What a moment. A really nice win for the Phillies, who, by the way, are just one game behind the sliding Mets right now. If the Phillies win today and the Mets lose, which is obviously certainly possible, if not probable, the Phillies will be tied with the Mets when they come in here tomorrow. I mean, it's a big week for the Phillies. But this backdrop at the top, again, if you supported Topper yesterday, I need to know where you're at right now because that guy, this backbone, I don't know where it went yesterday.